Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, it's another rainy day. Nothing really severe, some heavy, little bouts of heavy thunderstorms, but nothing severe. But according to the weatherman, we're supposed to get this pretty much throughout the evening into the night. So as long as it's not too severe, I'm not worried about it, but we definitely need this rain. For those of you that aren't familiar with the Ozarks, or maybe even how this region works, some of you, you're out west or up north and you're not familiar. And when I say what happens here, it's very similar to, I'm in Missouri, so the Ozarks down in Arkansas, even all the way over into Tennessee, Kentucky. Even though it's not the Ozarks, the climate is very similar. Whereas we get a big bulk of our rain during the springtime, and that kind of holds us through for the most of the year, and it's been a little dry, so this is a welcomed sight to have a few days of good solid rain. Well, we're switching gears again. There's always something dramatic to talk about. There's always some kind of fearful thing that's happening that just terrifies the masses, right? Well, I mean, we shouldn't be, obviously. That's why we prepare. There's no reason to be terrified, but we should kind of be aware of what's going on. And this whole H5N1 bird flu is starting to kind of look like it could be the next pandemic. I'm not saying that it is, so let's not jump the gun here. But it's following a similar pattern, okay? The World Health Organization has issued a memo, whatever, announcement that they're calling on all of their partners to be watching and monitoring this all over the planet, that it seems that it is evolving, that the H5N1 is evolving, and that it's changing and growing and becoming more dangerous. And that everyone, all of the countries involved in the World Health Organization needs to be monitoring it, because, I mean, they've got to do their good diligence of altering this so that it becomes worse for us. I probably shouldn't say something like that on YouTube, but, I don't know. But, they're showing more concern is what I'm saying on a global stage. Also, it came out today that they're showing through tests, and this is a small sample, albeit, but in 6 different states where they have found the H5N1 in the cattle herds, the dairy cattle, they're finding in milk in the store. So this is after it's gone through the pasteurization process and everything, that they've been testing milk in the store from these sources and finding that 20% of it contains the H5N1 bird flu in it. This was, again, not a large sample. I believe it was about 150 samples that were taken from 6 different states, and it showed about a 20%, or about 1 in 5 of all samples that were tested on the retail market, things that people are buying and drinking, has the H5N1 bird flu. Now, of course, the question is, well, can you get it from just drinking it? Is it, is your body going to digest it and kill it? Or is this something that's only, transmissible through airborne and saliva and nasal and all that kind of stuff? I'm not the scientist here. I'm just telling you what they're saying. But what it does tell me is that the stage is starting to be set up for this to spread more and more. I mean, we're already in, I think, 10 different states, around 30 or so different herds, dairy herds that this has been spread into. And then, of course, there's always lots of cases of chickens and cats and other things that are getting it. And they're still exterminating a lot of animals that are getting this. And at what point will this start jumping into humans? I mean, when it's the timeline on their plan, I'm assuming, is when that will happen. And then the question is are we getting close to that? Will we start over the next few weeks, start seeing, cases pop up that, this individual or that individual has it, and then it spreads? I mean, we've all lived through this before in the last 4 years. So we kind of understand how this goes. This may not be the thing. Since COVID, there have been several possibilities of diseases that's popped up that could be the next pandemic, and all of them have kind of fizzled out. This one seems to have stuck around for a while, and it's starting to look more and more like it. Now, I've said this several times before. The experts are saying that this will be many times worse than COVID if it makes a full transition into humans. That the mortality rate will be significantly higher, that it will be way more susceptible and transmissible and all this kind of stuff. So they're already building the stage, setting the stage for how bad it'll be. I'm sure that, Bill Gates and all of them are going to figure out how to cure everyone. Now, this one has been out for a while. This is not a novel virus. It's just, according to the experts, mutating and evolving into something more dangerous to humans. I don't know how this will plan out and how this is going to work, but I am here to tell you that it's starting to look like that this could be the one. And again, like I've said about all this other stuff, talking about illegals pouring in the border and protests and all this other stuff. This is a big year. This is the year for the election, and they're going to do everything they can to distract people from that. And the last pandemic, I think, played a major role in the election. So is it gonna be the same this year? They're gonna do something similar? I don't know. But I can tell you that you probably should be getting ready for this. As far as getting ready for the actual disease, I'm no doctor, but I'm smart enough to know that you just need to work on your personal health. The healthier you are, the stronger your immune system is, the better chances you have of dealing with something. And that's just everything in general. So you should probably be stocking up on that. If you are like myself and my family and lean towards the natural, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to start stocking up on the natural things that you know that you're probably going to need if this thing starts breaking out. And then, of course, based on our experience, buy lots and lots of toilet paper. Go ahead and start buying milk by the 20 and 30 gallon, grocery basket size. Seriously though, just generally getting ready, because based on what we know, what has been said over the last few years, and I think our own experiences, I'd say most of us agree that the next pandemic will be worse. I mean, that's what Bill Gates has said. That's what Klaus Schwab has said. All of those folks have said that the next one will be worse. That COVID wasn't, well, it wasn't the thing, but the next one, it's going to be bad. And if this is that next one, it could certainly be bad. So you need to be preparing for it, getting your stuff stocked up. Remember, like I said, in the very beginning, if any of you have been watching me for since the last pandemic or even before then, I was very clear on saying that the reaction of the people will be far worse than the disease will be. And that's probably going to be the case this time around. Not saying that the disease won't be real or won't be bad. I'm just saying that the reaction of the people is generally the worst part of it. And so we have to be ready for that, for people just being crazy. And if, kind of like the last pandemic, we just happen to have a nation filled with protests and violence and chaos and confusion, and then you throw in a big healthy dose of a pandemic, it could get really bad this summer and fall. And I would advise you to be ready for that. Start going over your plans. Remember back what it was like 3 or 4 years ago. We have such short memories anymore. So remember what happened and try to come up with a plan to prepare against it. Start stocking up, training up, prepping up, becoming more self-sufficient. All of the things that we should be doing anyways. Folks, it's time to get our houses in order and to prepare ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.